Before we get into today's program, there's an important opportunity I want to share with you over these next couple of minutes. The semi-annual Big 5 Lab Bundle sale happening now through next Sunday. Taking control of your health has never been easier, and saving $1,000 in this huge semi-annual event for the Big 5 Functional Medicine Lab Bundle is a win-win. These are the exact top 5 lab tests I recommend to every new wellness client in our integrative health practice that are ready to stop the guessing and finally take a comprehensive deep dive into their overall health and well-being. Each of these labs offers a unique perspective of assessing the body and how certain underlying imbalances may be holding you back from achieving your optimal level of health and vitality. By running the Big 5 Functional Medicine lab tests, you will have the ability to actually discover what your deficiencies and toxicities are. And from there, you can then build your body back up while ridding it of toxins that are stealing your energy and performance and having you feeling less than your best. The Big 5 consists of the Minerals and Metals test, the complete Candida Metabolic and Vitamins test, the IgG Food Sensitivity test, the Omega-3 and Inflammation test, and the complete Stress, Mood, and Metabolism test. Each of these state-of-the-art labs were specifically chosen for ease of use. That means I can mail these labs directly to you and they can be completed by you right at home. And that translates to better compliance, faster results, and happier, healthier clients. Plus, included in this big money-saving package, you'll receive a coaching call with a certified integrative health practitioner to review your lab results. This is the time of year that I personally run my own Big 5 labs to stay on track with my energy and performance. It's time to stop guessing and finally take back control of your health and body. This opportunity for big savings on the Big 5 won't happen again until next year, so get started with the link in the show notes before the offer expires. Now enjoy the show. When it comes to advancements in our health and even business, it's common knowledge that many people have preconceptions of what they can and cannot do. And as you'll discover in today's episode, closing ourselves off to what's possible and the tools that can add to our success is not the path of least resistance to who we want to be. Hello, I'm Jeffrey Mort. If you're like most entrepreneurs, you're busy taking care of business, yet who's taking care of you? As a certified integrative health practitioner and consulting hypnotist, I'm widely considered a leader for naturally improving energy and performance, as I've coached world-renowned entrepreneurs and athletes to higher performance health and unstoppable confidence. Here you'll find no wasted time as we distill my unique blend of functional medicine, ancient wisdom, and subconscious reprogramming into actionable steps to create ultra-healthy and laser-focused super achievers. If you're ready to take your energy and performance to the next level in your life and your business, then this podcast is for you, because today you're going to start breaking boundaries of your mind, body, and business with integrative health. And when you do that, your possibilities are limitless. I'm grateful you're here. Yes, I'm grateful as always for you joining me here today. Welcome to another Mind Your Monday episode of the Breaking Boundaries podcast for entrepreneurs. This is episode 11. And if you haven't noticed yet, our episodes toggle back and forth between Mind Your Monday and Healthy Thursday. And the Monday episodes are the odd number episodes. So today is 11, and the Healthy Thursday episodes are the even episodes. So if you ever want to just focus on what we have to offer for Mind Your Monday episodes, you can just listen to the odd numbered episodes there. And of course, you want to stay to the end when we bring it all together today on how to avoid failure and reach your next level of success from transforming your mind, your body, and business with integrative health. And for all the show notes and links, visit jeffreymort.com and click on the podcast link there. And episode 11, I just want to give a shout out to our growing audience, and I really appreciate everybody's support for the podcast and listening. We have listeners all around the world. Shout out to those listening in Singapore and Brazil, in the UK and Germany, Canada, Croatia, Australia, Ukraine, France, all around the world. And of course in the United States as well. And some of those cities in the United States, shout out to Gardner, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona, Florence, Oregon. Those are some of our most popular cities in the U.S. for listeners. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate you genuinely from my heart. So today you're going to discover as an entrepreneur if hypnosis is the right tool for you for breaking boundaries in your life and in your business. I can't be hypnotized. This is the most common response I hear when I enter a casual conversation about what I do as a career in helping others. And there are so many common myths about hypnosis, from stage hypnosis, comedy shows, the way Hollywood portrays hypnosis in movies, street hypnosis, and maybe some, reels and clips and stories that you might see on social media. And one myth in particular is a person's belief that they cannot be hypnotized. And this may not be entirely true. But keep in mind that words have energy behind them. Thoughts are energy, feelings are energy, beliefs are energy, and the words that we speak have energy. And we can 100% speak our lives into existence. And when someone says they can't be hypnotized, let me ask you, is this a fixed mindset? Or is this a growth mindset? Very, very important question. So you might be wondering, what can hypnosis help with? Hypnosis can help with so many things, but just a few points I'll make here. Self-confidence, productivity, accelerated healing, can help with weight loss, can help you with focus and clarity, can certainly help with self-love, can help with overcoming fears and anxieties, and of course, creating a life that you love and are excited to wake up to every single day. As a National Guild certified consulting hypnotist and a level 2 certified integrative health practitioner, I love getting to the root cause of the problem by using my skills so that you can break boundaries. So let's discuss how this can be a business boundary, thinking that you can't be hypnotized or are not open to, experiencing what hypnosis has to offer. And, you can either go through life with limited or low self-confidence, low self-esteem, or productivity. Everybody is good at being busy. And people ask, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy. But are you being productive? Are you being productive in what you do every single day? That's the point. Everybody can be busy. Busy isn't necessarily productive. And when it comes to healing the body, accelerating the healing process is a huge benefit in getting well and getting to the point in your life that you want to be at. But if that healing is delayed, if you are holding on to beliefs that I'll never get well, or I have to live with this for the rest of my life because, my doctor told me so, that can certainly be a boundary in your life. And weight loss as well. Weight loss. If you're not feeling your best, if you're not at your ideal weight, then of course that's going to lead to more chronic illness. If somebody is overweight or obese, that can be leading to cardiovascular disease. And of course, now I'm getting more into the Healthy Thursday episode and wearing my integrative health practitioner hat. But weight loss can certainly be a boundary and a hindrance, not just in life, but in business as well. Focus and clarity. If you don't have focus in your life, if you don't have focus in your business, if you don't have clarity on where you want to be in 3 months, in 1 year, in 3 years, 5 years, that can certainly be holding you back as well. Self-love. If you don't have that element of love for yourself, that's going to reflect in what you experience in life, and what you give to yourself and what you express is what you're going to get back. So here we go back into frequency and vibration and energy. If you're not giving love to yourself internally, loving who you are, who you're becoming, having respect for what you've been through and where you've been, and just simply expressing love for yourself, then you're not going to be receiving love back from the outside world. The universe reflects you. The universe and the world and your life is like a mirror. So whatever you're looking at in the mirror and thinking of yourself That's what you're going to get back in life. Overcoming fears and anxiety, that's a big one, because that can hold you back. If you are always giving into your fears and living with anxiety, that anxiety is, we use an example of conscious parenting. If a pregnant mom has anxiety, then that's releasing stress hormone into the body, and that's going to be delivered to the growing fetus in the womb. So that child is being programmed with molecules and energetic pathways of anxiety. So, hypnosis can certainly help with that. And then, like I said, creating the life that you love and that you're excited to wake up to every single day. Imagine life without all of those problems. Imagine having unlimited self-confidence, unstoppable confidence. Imagine being productive every single day. Imagine accelerating the healing process and overcoming whatever, diseases and conditions and syndromes and things like that you have. Imagine accelerating the weight loss and having focus and clarity and unlimited self-love for yourself, overcoming those fears and anxiety and not living with that burden anymore. Just having that life that you love, excited every single day to wake up to that. Totally possible. So the answer to can I be hypnotized comes down to one thing, and that is resistance to suggestibility. Let me break this down into 3 parts. It comes down to concentration. Where is your attention? Is your attention always wandering? Are you able to meditate without your mind wandering? Are you able to actually quiet your mind? So it comes down to concentration is the first part. Imagination is the second part. And, when we were children, we had such an imagination. And then as we grew out of childhood and into adulthood, maybe our parents would tell us to stop daydreaming, or would tell us to, get real and, get ready for the real world and things like that. And unfortunately, adults lost that imagination, and they squeezed that imagination right out of children. And it's amazing just watching. I love still playing with, my youngest son. My oldest two don't really play with toys anymore, but my youngest son is at that transitional age where I can still see him playing with toys. And, he's entering into becoming a teenager, but he still has that essence of childhood and that imagination where he can, take his wrestlers and put them in the wrestling ring and play like he was 5 years old again. And I love sitting down and playing with the wrestlers or toys with him, or playing cars or whatever the case may be, because it helps me tap back into that imagination. Daydreaming is such a powerful tool. And the third part that it comes down to when we're talking about resistance to suggestibility for whether or not you can be hypnotized is trust. Do you trust the practitioner, the person that you're opening up to be able to let go of that resistance and be open to suggestibility, so that you can get some deep inner work accomplished, so that you can overcome some of those things we talked about earlier? So trust is huge, and that's where you have to have rapport with the practitioner that you're working with when it comes to hypnosis. And of course, if you're using something on YouTube, such as a guided hypnosis audio or something like that, then you just need to find somebody that you're comfortable with. Maybe it's their demeanor, maybe it's their tonality, maybe it's their accent. Maybe you're more suggestible to a feminine hypnotist doing a hypnosis audio or something like that, or maybe you're looking for that more masculine male hypnotist, and gathering that rapport with that person and giving your trust to the person that you're listening to. So you may not have realized it, but you actually spent the first 7 years of your life in a hypnotic state. Allow me to explain. And I've talked about this on some of our earlier podcasts, talking about hypnosis. But when we are ages 0 to 7, 0 to 8 years old, our prefrontal cortex in our brain has not fully developed yet. And our brain isn't able to get into the higher brainwave states of delta and beta and alpha. I'm sorry, not delta. Delta is the lowest state, but beta, alpha, and we are essentially not trapped, but we are limited to the theta brainwave state, which is exactly what we get to in a heightened state of suggestibility, in a heightened state of awareness, in hypnosis, in meditation. We are looking for the theta brainwave state, which exists somewhere between 4 and 8 hertz frequency of the brain. That's the actual brain wave that you can see on a EEG monitor. And you are in that state from 0 to 7 years old. So this is when children are just being programmed with what they're observing through their 5 senses in their environment, and they're just bringing it all in. So, it was I believe the Jesuits that said, give me a boy until he's 7 and I will give you the man, meaning you can program adulthood in those first 7 years of growth in your existence here on Earth. So hypnosis has actually been recognized, and I've talked about this before, as a medical procedure ever since the 1950s. So there is efficacy to hypnosis, and you can go to our NeuroTrust page, our hypnosis page on our website. That's loveenergywellness.com. /neurotrust, NEUROTRUST, and it's on our programs page. There's frequently asked questions on there, and the first question that you'll find is there efficacy to hypnosis? And when you click on that, it opens up a new page to over 300 scholarly articles on the efficacy of hypnosis. So if you're interested on that, you can certainly check that out over there. So there are some classic tests for a practitioner to be able to tell if a client is what level of suggestibility they are at. And there's 2 styles of suggestibility tests. The first style is authoritative. So that is more like telling and forceful and strong and direct and domineering. And then there's the permissive style of suggestibility testing, which is more asking and soft-spoken and non-directive, yet ethically persuasive in suggestion and creating a feeling of safety. This is more of what I use as the permissive suggestibility. Some classic examples of how permissive goes is, getting somebody to get comfortable and relax and explore your imagination, and have that person stand up and then have their arms by their side, and then ask them to raise their arms to shoulder levels with their eyes closed, and the left palm up and the right thumb up. And then imagine, this is where we tap into the imagination, and imagine in that left palm that's facing up a heavy, heavy book in that left palm. And on the right thumb that's facing up, a string tied to that right thumb, and on the end of that string is a helium balloon, and that is raising up and up and up. And in the left hand, that heavy book is getting harder to hold your arm out, and that book is sinking down and down and down. And then opening their eyes to see if the left palm is actually lower than level where they started. And if that right thumb with the helium balloon tied to the string to the thumb is actually higher than level from where it began. And this gives the practitioner a good idea of range of imagination for the client. Now, there's also another suggestibility test, and it's called Chevraul's pendulum. And I actually have one here if you're watching on video. And this is a pendulum. It can be any weight on the end of a string or a chain or whatever the case may be. And what we do is we have the client hold this in their hand and over a piece of paper that has an X on it. And the X has letters at the end of each line, and it would be A is opposite of B and C is opposite of D. And then we ask the client to hold very, very still and imagine that pendulum swinging back and forth from the A to the B, from the A to the B, from the A to the B, and then slowing that down. And then asking the client to imagine that pendulum swinging from C to D, C to D, back and forth, and then slowing that down. And then imagining that pendulum swinging in a circular fashion. circular fashion, either clockwise or counterclockwise. There's no right or wrong here. And then that gives the practitioner a good gauge on intention and concentration. Intention and concentration have a powerful influence on matter. And you may be surprised that this actually works. This actually works. This pendulum, you can test this out yourself. I actually encourage you to do this. And why does this matter? Well, it's a great gauge for the client's probability of success. It also determines the level of resistance that the client maybe have to suggestibility. And then it also lets the practitioner know if this client is maybe a mismatch, if they are, doing the opposite of what they are given for suggestions, then they may not be a good candidate for hypnosis. So these are just a few examples of suggestibility tests for hypnosis. These are mostly utilized for in-person sessions. Our NeuroTrust method of hypnosis is available 100% virtually, so I do not use any of these suggestibility tests. But what I do use is neurolinguistic programming techniques, that's NLP techniques, to learn what I need to know about a person's level of suggestibility. And I do this in our free 90-minute consultation to know if we are a good fit to work together in the realm of the subconscious and transformational reprogramming for unlimited success technique. And that's what the trust in NeuroTrust stands for. Transformational reprogramming for unlimited success technique. Highly effective. So you may not have realized it, but every normal person is hypnotizable. The problem word here is normal. There are 4 exceptions, really, to that statement. And this could be children under 4 years old. They may lack a concentration element at that point. Number 2 in the exceptions are, and I say this with the most compassion, but psychotics, people who are in a state of psychosis may not generally not good candidates for hypnosis, and not too much is known about this at this point. And then 3, developmentally challenged, especially those with low IQ, may have trouble with concentration and resistance. And then, of course, if somebody is paranoid or schizophrenic or distrustful, suspicious, those people may not be the best candidates for hypnosis. Candidates that are not as easily hypnotized would be, analytical, scientific thinkers like mathematicians and scientists and accountants, of course, because they're numbers people and very analytical. So they may require more special induction methods. We're not going to go too deep into that. Other candidates that are not easily hypnotized, maybe very religious people or orthodox or even cultists. A person set in his or her ways, they find it more difficult to follow suggestions. They really do. You might be wondering, what type of people are easily hypnotized? Well, those that are easily hypnotized, typically people that are in a monotonous environment, they tend to keep a consistent level of concentration, such as maybe factory production workers or those in an office environment. Those that are used to following orders, maybe such as like military personnel, those would be great candidates. And a lot of military suffer from PTSD, which hypnosis can be very beneficial for. So they are great candidates for that. Children around the ages of 7 and 8 are most suggestible. So hypnosis is a great tool for children. Ages 8 through 15, moderately hypnotizable. And then 15 through 21, most satisfactory ability to be hypnotized. And there's a gradual decline from the age 21 and on, because people get set in their ways and they are more, or I should say less likely, more resistant, less likely to suggestibility. So you might be thinking, Jeff, I'm stressed and I just can't relax. So I'm probably not a good candidate for hypnosis. And I want you to know that relaxation is not a prerequisite for hypnosis. However, a feeling of safety and trust is required. And that's why I chose that acronym TRUST for our unique style of hypnosis. So I want to wrap this up. I want to give you a 3-point call to action. I love giving the calls to action. Number 1, can't is a strong word. So be careful how you use that, especially if you say, I can't be hypnotized. Can't is a very strong word. Number 2, Be aware of your mindset position. Are you in a fixed mindset or are you more in a growth mindset? Where are you there? And number 3, always work from possibility, never from circumstance. I want you to avoid failure. So a fixed mindset, it will keep you stuck in life. I want you to have success in your life. I want you to be able to let go of resistance and to be able to change into that growth mindset. That'll shift you. Letting go of that resistance will shift you into that growth mindset, and it'll allow expansion and opportunity to flow into your existence, to flow into your life. So your 3 key takeaways here as we wrap things up. Not everything that you've been led to believe is true. And hypnosis is a very powerful tool backed by science. And number 3, most people can experience and benefit from hypnosis. I'm grateful for you joining me here today. Please share this episode with anybody you think it could serve. And if you could just take a minute and leave a review so that we can help more people. If you go to your favorite podcast platform and just take 1 minute to leave that review, and a good one, I'd ask you to do that. It would help us to help more people. So we will see you next time when we help you with breaking boundaries. Bye-bye, everybody. Before we say goodbye, you may not have realized it, but you can get free daily access to our thriving Love Energy Wellness community and support group where you'll join health-conscious entrepreneurs just like you. I know you're concerned about your health, energy, and performance. That's why I personally answer your questions daily, invite you to our weekly live calls, and share pro-wellness tips for energy and performance and exclusive offers just for our community members. This is also your support hub when we gather every 90 days for a total body and mind reset, also known as the world-renowned Dr. Chevraul Functional Medicine Detox Protocol. You're going to love the way you feel every time. So if you're the kind of entrepreneur that values your health as your greatest asset, naturally you'll want to join and invite your friends, your family, and your colleagues to our community where you'll feel loved, supported, seen, and heard. Visit loveenergywellness.com to join the community, or the link is also right here in today's show notes. I'll see you soon.